my $90 set of hole saws with diamond grit. So it didn't skimp out on the diamonds. I'm actually very impressed. If that's real diamonds, they really clustered it up. It's not, you know, unless they're pulling my leg and they use tungsten carbide, which is obviously a cheaper material. But yeah, no, they loaded these things up with grit. I'm impressed. And so these things are actually quite heavy. So the walls are fairly thick. The backer plate, I mean, that's got to be at least an 1/8 inch. So this probably weighs almost 1.5 pounds. I don't know. Same thing here. Backer plate's thick. The walls are really thick. So no worry about distortion if you put a lot of pressure on this. So we got a regular standard. This goes into the, screws into the back, obviously. And then this is my SDS. That's for my DeWalt specialized bit that quick change. But so I can use that for my expensive hammer drill, my $300 hammer drill. And I'm gonna go check, see if this fits my grinder. But anyways, I'm impressed. It's actually nice, really hard. It's not that cheap foam. It's actually high density foam. So all in all, I'd have to say, looks like, you know, I don't know, 90 bucks. Seems like it was a $90 tool at least. So it's by BTBLBITS. But so all the bits are nicely labeled. This is 4 inches, 100 millimeters, 2.5 inch, 65 millimeters, 2 inch, 50 millimeters, 1 3/8 inch, 35 millimeters, 1 inch, 25 millimeters, 25 millimeters, 5/8, 11th. Well, that refers to the thread, obviously. And then this is my SDS attachment for the, wasn't any one of these. They're all threaded the same. This is for a regular 3-jaw drill bit chuck. So, and then these actually will screw right into my DeWalt angle grinder. So for my DeWalt angle grinder, it's a DCG 412. It actually takes 7/8 inch blades as far as the inner hole, but that's because there's a collar there that these rest on. But this just for this model, you just pull that off, and then these drums should just, all of them should just screw right to the 5/8 diameter, 11 threads per inch. And then, so the thing with these larger ones, like this one, is apparently this goes up to, I don't know, probably past what it really is rated for. So careful. And then obviously, anytime you're going to do something with high rotational speed that could come undone, should be wearing one of these, a face shield at the very least. So I'll use my 3/8 inch wrench here to tighten it. Anyway, it's a little awkward to run the camera in this, but anyways, that's pushing in the so it doesn't spin. That's what you tighten it with, a 3/4 inch. So I'll run through the whole set just to make sure everything runs true. That sure looks like it's running true to me. So that's the 1 inch hole saw. No issues of eccentricity. Gone to the next one. So that's 1 3/8. No issues with eccentricity. This one's 2 inches in diameter. See if there's an issue with eccentricity. Looks like it runs very true. So here we have the 2.5 inch hole saw. Check it for eccentricity. No issues, runs clean. Now we'll move on to the 4 inch. And this one, I have to be careful about the RPMs because this angle grinder actually exceeds the maximum RPM rating for that hole saw. They want it under 6,000. This, I think, can go up to 8,000 without any load on it. So I'll just give it a brief hit with the trigger. So this is the 4 inch. I'm not going to run it up to RPM very long. I don't want it at full RPM because this machine will exceed the rating of the RPM on the 4 inch hole saw. So Let's give it a quick hit with the trigger, see if there's eccentricity problems. Yeah, looks like it runs really clean. So the backer plate material has got to be at least 1/8 of an inch. So, and the walls, I mean, they're pretty thick. So this is not tinny. This probably weighs over a pound. That one. And same with these. The backer plate's about 1/8 inch. The walls, side walls, pretty thick. And I'm really impressed at how gridded up they are with diamonds. So looks like a pretty decent set. So I mean, that's a, if you're not abusing them, I think this is a set that's gonna work under most circumstances. And this is their little drum here. That's pretty gridded up. I'm impressed. All these take a 3/4 inch to tighten it down to your directly to like something like an angle grinder, or probably 19 millimeters. It might be a little loose with 19, but so to put your drum on this, you're going to have to hold this with a 3/8 inch socket or open end wrench, so you can get enough pressure to tighten everything up properly. So here's with my SDS bit. It's in there, and this runs at a much lower RPM, so no worries about over spinning the RPM or exceeding the RPM rating for this larger drum. And I obviously just have it to the drill option. I don't want it to the hammer or the hammer drill option, so it's just strictly a drill option for these. And the assist, this doesn't turn as true, but that's all play in the chuck system, so that's not an issue with the actual, like, any of this in the way of machining or anything.